Welcome to Savour Every Swing Honest Scrambles. We'll go from the sublime to the not quite so sublime, as I demonstrate here. But the good thing about a scramble is you don't have to hit good shots all the time yourself. So let's see how Dan and I got on at Barkway Park a couple of days ago. This is the front nine. First start at Barkway is 376 yards, so it's no Mickey Mouse Red Tees course, this one. 5,700 total. Hit driver, I was really pleased with it. Drawn a little bit too much for my liking, but it did finish short of the ravine, so Dan and I had a chance to get on from about 100 so yards. Fortunately I hacked mine, so it didn't give him much of an opportunity, and that put a bit of pressure on, so he didn't get really underneath it. But he did pitch on lovely, got us onto the green pin high, and then I had an opportunity as second person having a putt to see if we could get par to start us off. On to the second is about 270 yards, so drivable potentially with the run in the summer. I hit a really good one, I was really pleased with it, but it just ended up veering right of the bunker at the green and drifted like 2 feet into the rough, which was really unlucky. Bit of the story of the day, this. Dan had a good go just punching that out up and around the green, and he thought pretty good here about getting up and down for par, especially with his short game. He had a good go at it. Unfortunately, just a bit too much spin, ended up a bit short of the flag. Gave us a tricky kind of 7-8 footer. Now this is definitely a theme of the day. I mean, you'll see here with the putts, I feel we were a little bit hard done by. Really good greens at Barkway. Good test. See here, Dan, he's a bit on the underside there, so I'm thinking, okay, I'll do the same line and hit it a little bit harder. Surely we'll get 2 pars to start, and off we go. And it excruciatingly kind of lips out, which was tough to take. Ended up with a bogey on that one. Next hole, third hole, was about 330 yards. A really nice drive, exactly what I was trying to do up the left side of the fairway to avoid the water that runs all the way down the middle of this hole. And it gave us about a 60-70 yard pitch in. We felt really good about our chances here. And I hit mine, actually hit the front of the green, but rolled off. And then you see I was a bit surprised by that. Dan, I was confident he would follow up and get inside that, which he did. He went a bit longer, probably after seeing my shot. But left us with a decent birdie opportunity,
nice bounce.
Just off the green. Could still get the putt behind it. I wouldn't say I was at my best around the greens today, so you'll see a lot of Dan on these kind of shots around the fringes. He had a good go at it, just a little bit too hard. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to back him up and get inside that, so he tucked away the return putt. So we had a par, which was decent, but after the drive, we could have done better, I think. We moved on to the 414 yard par 5. This wasn't a great drive, you'll see in a minute. I give a little bit of affection to the driver because it definitely came off the hill, but it ran up the hill quite nicely. So we had a good opportunity with the approach shot, playing 2 on a par 5. I pushed mine straight into the woods on the right, so yet again a bit of pressure on Dan, and he sensibly went with a bit of a bump and run. It ended up quite nice, just off the green on the left. And this is where you see like his game really excels. He's good golf all round, but these kind of chips, excellent. Really, really close to getting it in there. Would have been a great eagle for us. But obviously we had a tap-in birdie from about that position. Moved on to the next hole, feeling really good about ourselves at this point in the scramble, and just hoping to keep that momentum going. Barkway is one of those quirky courses with back-to-back par 5s. This was about 415 yarder. I've absolutely demolished this drive, as you saw with the tees at the start. Went about 300 yards according to the tracer. There must have been about 70 yards a run, to be fair, but delighted with that. Great position again on a par 5 to get it close for eagle. I've pushed mine, decent shot pin high, but to the right, so Dan had to get us on the green, give us a chance at that eagle putt, which he managed to do with a really good approach shot. Long putt though on a difficult green, so really the aim here was just to lag it up as close as we could to make sure we got that birdie back to back to keep us rolling. And he had a good stab at it, got it pretty close. He did miss his first attempt, so a little bit of pressure on me, but I was happy to return a favour for Dan. So here we are, 1 under, heading into the 6th, and thinking, okay, we're moving here. Break 60 target a la Bryson, why not? So Dan hit a good tee shot, good position on the left side of the fairway. He hit a good approach shot, to be fair, but I managed to get mine inside, which was nice. I felt better about contributing to the team effort, other than on the drive, which I've been pretty good to this point, but approach shots and short game wasn't so hot. And then with the putts, yeah, I managed to lag it pretty good with the first one. A nice little tap in for the par. So on to the 7th, and this is a tricky par 3 down the hill, 170 yards-ish. Big out of bounds field on the right,
It's going to be fine.
which I went straight into. I've been in habit of doing that today, pushing my irons straight right. So a lot of pressure yet again on Dan, but he did a good, decent job of getting us pin eye off the left. As you said, I just prior to the shot hit an absolute missile from that position and almost took Dan's head off. So luckily that didn't put him off.
Yeah, good job.
He tied up for a really good up and down scramble par, playing his own ball. So well done to Dan there. Moved on to the 8th, and this is where we started to fall back really with our momentum. I made the silly decision of getting driver out after Dan was already in trouble. Hooked it and had a little bit of an argument with this tree. Timber, almost chopped it down. Chipped mine into the water, so again Dan had to be reserved and just get us back in play. But managed to regain some respectability here with my approach. Didn't quite get the irons right. It was quite a bit of wind. Ended up short of the green, which was disappointing because I struck it well. So an extra 5 or so yards would have been in a lovely position. But here you go. Have a look at this chip from Dan. I mean, you could not finish closer than that. There's quite a few times during this round that I went down to my knees. They're a bit creaky, so that was probably not the best idea. Dan polished up, moved on to the 9th. My drive, I don't know what was going on this hole. The last couple of holes really went a bit sour. Started to pull hook it. Dan hit a solid 3-iron up the middle of the fairway. You saw from the teaser at the beginning, I kind of shanked mine out of play. So Dan, I wasn't able to improve upon his shot here, where he was really unlucky. He hit a good approach. It was pin high, but it rolled off slopey green into the bunker. And he was able to get out. I couldn't improve upon it, so we had a putt from about 8 to 9 feet. So this was like a carbon copy of the second hole where Dan's, you can see his first putt's finished. He went on the low side, ended up about 6 feet. And I was like, okay, if I go the same line and just hit it a bit harder, surely this will go in. But unfortunately, it's a bit like Groundhog Day. Just missed on the left. Pretty excruciating. And then this follow-up putt, oh dear. I tugged it left and that left us with a double bogey to finish. So that's how we did it over the front 9. Ended up 2 over. As we're giving away 3 shots in the last couple of holes. So quite disappointing. But we go again next time, and we had some stats that we track just for some inter-team competition. So we can see there that Dan had the most contributions, but I did have the most drives out of the 9 holes. And I think definitely our fairways and greening regulation would improve next time out, because we'll be more sensible with shot choices if the first person doesn't get on. So yeah, looking forward to it. Let me know if you like the videos, guys, and yeah, swing well.